the ways that we can create a bridge between cultures is through food. There's nothing that can bring people together like sitting down to a great tasty meal. There's something about tantalizing the taste buds that lets down people's guard and allows them to be more open to a different culture and possibly even learn more about a culture just by the food. And I am sitting here today with someone who has taken it upon themselves to share food from the African continent and expose everyone to different flavors from all across Africa. Hello, Annette. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing fine.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Where did you grow up?
Yes, I originally come from Burundi,
Yes.
but I moved to Denmark when I was 12 years old, no, 11 years old with my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in Greve,
Okay.
Burundi.
Yes.
Yeah, I grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yes, and then when you were younger, what is it that was your dream? What did you imagine yourself doing when you were an adult?
Oh, I had so many dreams when when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be everything else than a chef.
Okay.
Yes, I wanted to be a fashion designer, a singer, all those kind of things.
All
Yeah.
right. And
So-
then how did the passion develop for it though? Because it seems that it's just a big part of you now.
Yes, yeah, but the passion somehow grew with the
Mhm.
process.
Okay.
I think my passion grew in the beginning I felt a lot by cooking and by going through the whole process. I felt a lot, and I did not know how to cook the Danish cuisine.
Yes.
I did not know the French cuisine. I did not know the Italian, any cuisine at all. Because when you come from Africa, I grew up with a mother who taught me how to cook just in general, how to cook African Burundian cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not know anything else compared to the other students who grew up with a Danish mother who taught them how to cook africadela or to bake something, to bake a cake or so. So they had this basic knowledge that I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So it was when I actually started to learn about that process of baking and understanding how everything works in the kitchen. My passion started to grow, because I started feeling like, wow, I can see myself doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a passion is like a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
If you train it, it also grows.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess you talked about that you had to intern through the process. Did you want to go into cooking in a restaurant, or did you have another idea when you're going through the whole cooking or the chef school?
I actually wanted to, of course, to be an intern in the best restaurant. I
Yes.
think that is the whole idea.
Mm-hmm.
You want to work with the best chef in the town. You want to work with someone who have amazing skills, so you can learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
But my journey was I did not get the opportunity to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I was rejected, actually a lot of rejection I got, and it was through that rejection that I learned that I wanted to work in the restaurant, but it was not something that I wanted to have for myself when I was finished.
Okay.
So yeah.
So maybe this is where the idea of your company Cooking Avenue came about. Is that how it came about?
You are right. Yes, through the rejection, there's only two ways you can go.
Yes.
You can give up, or you can rise.
Yes.
So for me, I took the rejection after, of course, I almost gave up. I took the rejection with what can I say it? With my head up, and I told myself that, you know what, that's fine. If I'm rejected, I'm just gonna create my whole venue. That's why it's called Cooking Avenue, because I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna curse. I was going to curse, but
Yeah.
I told myself, you know what, forget about this. We're gonna just create a whole venue, almost an island for myself, where I can be able to stand on my feet. At the same time, it can be something where I can talk through to the world about Denmark, about African cuisine. So that's actually, so I'm happy for the rejection that I got, because it led me to find out what I wanted to be, to become as a chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
And beyond what you just shared about the concept of Cooking Avenue, what else can you share about what it is that is more unique about what it is that you do, apart from the fact that you're the one doing it?
Yeah. I think the unique thing about my Cooking Avenue is that I came here as a child, so I basically know a lot more about the Danish society than I know about the Burundian society, because I'm not there. I did not really get to build my foundation there, so I got to build my foundation here. So you can say that normally I should just be working in a restaurant, get my education, then close my eyes and then just go into the restaurant and then get all the benefits you can get, because that's exactly what is expected of anyone who goes through the food industry. But for me, it wasn't that an option. The more I got into the system, I realized that I didn't have a voice. I had to fight a little more. And the frustration and the anger, it became a fuel for me to be able to stand, to want to tell people, listen, I'm African and I really love it. I need to figure out what it means for me to become an African.
Okay.
So that is how, that's what is unique about it, is that I took these both worlds, the Danish and the African, and I combined together.
Okay.
So I'm just in the middle of both of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and I see another thing that you do with the Cooking Avenues, that you offer cooking classes.
Yes.
So if someone were to take a cooking class with you, what type of experience should they be expecting?
Mind blowing. That's what I want. I like to tell myself. But when I throughout the years, people have been asking me for recipes, and they also ask me if they can come and taste my food, because I don't have a restaurant. And I was like, what can I give that people can come and experience my cooking style and the whole concept of my journey and the Cooking Avenue. So I said cooking classes. Yes. Because I also love cooking classes, even though just because you know things, you know how to cook, you can always learn some more. So I always go like Italian night or Spanish night if I want to learn something more. So I thought that would be a great idea to introduce African groceries, African culture to people who are interested in learning, because having some knowledge about something, it makes things more scary, less scary than it is. Because when you speak to people, except for Africans, when you tell other people that's not Africans about just Africa, people just panic. It's just how it is. So I thought that with cooking classes, I want to change that by if they can test it, if they can learn, if they can understand, it will make it at my home much easier. So that they know how they can use these groceries in their everyday life. They can get to use it more. Also introduce all these African stores you can find in Copenhagen that nobody knows about, that I use, and bring them also in the picture.
Okay.
So that is what I wanted to do with my cooking classes. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing that it combines so many aspects. I didn't even realize that there was this whole part of it where you ask people to go and buy ingredients in
Yes.
these African stores.
Exactly.
All right, that's magnificent. That really brings it full circle and contributes more to the community.
Exactly.
Yes. All right, so I guess in some way you actually managed to make something of the year in a time where things are difficult for most people. But then we can move on to something a little bit more exciting that you've been working on this year,
Yes.
as I mentioned before, which is the ebook that you recently released. You only released it a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? How did the idea of that come about?
The idea came about when I started cooking school, with all the rejection and stuff. And it became an idea when I traveled to Burundi in 2014 with my family. We went back to Burundi together, all of us. And I realized at the moment that, oh my God, I really do not know anything about African food.
Mm-hmm.
Because African food is a lot of things. I can do a Burundian food,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know someone who come from Nigeria or from Ghana. What do they eat? What is the culture there?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was there, I realized that I need to learn about African cuisine. So when I come back home, I started asking my friends from different places in Africa to help me with the culture, introducing food, cooking, and writing recipes down.
Mm-hmm.
And I went home and started experimenting with them so that I could find my own, because I cannot make the authentic food from Ghana, but I can have an idea how I can interrupt it in my way,
Mm-hmm.
so that it become my own. That's why my book is called Taste of My Africa. That
Okay.
it means is the way I see it.
Yes.
So yeah, so the idea became just that when I travel Africa and cooking in Denmark.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, from the book, people can just take a journey of African cuisine from your perspective.
Exactly.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. And where can people get this ebook and also find out about the cooking classes?
Everything I actually with my ebook, there's also a new website that showcase everything that I introduce.
Mm-hmm.
So you just click away with the emails and the phone number. Everything is there.
Yes.
So if people are interested in my cooking classes, I would definitely come up with where they can find it and where can the book and the venue and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my ebook is also there on my website,
Mm-hmm.
cookingavenue.deco.
Okay.
So there you can find everything about my service. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes. And I guess you've had like this magnificent and interesting journey. You've told me a lot about where you grew up and how you moved to Denmark and then how you got into the food industry. What can you share with anyone who wants to follow a similar career path, who wants to get into the food industry, based on what you know now and what you've learned over the years?
don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it is because it's really not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's really rough and tough world. You have to have a different mindset
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do that. So that's why I said don't do it. But the only way you can do it is by having passion.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, because if you have passion, then it will give you the fuel to wanna learn, to wanna continue doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, passion is everything when it comes to cooking and caring. So that's what I would advise people. Before you go there, take a week with someone
Mm-hmm.
and see if it's something for you. Also, make sure that you're really, really passionate about it before
Okay.
you jump into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Annette, thank you so much for sitting down with me and telling me about your story and also about your ebook and so on. It was very nice having this conversation with you.
Well, thank you very much.